Hirurogeita lerro, hiri setiatuan, by Rikardo Arregi. 66 lines from the city under siege. While leisurely crossing the streets and the squares of Gasteiz, like I do every day, to go to work or visit friends, I realized suddenly this rot, that to do this there is very dangerous most days. And looking at the rooftops, I tried to guess, with cold eye and tremulous thought, which one the sniper would choose. Where would the bullet that turns my head into a black flower come from? Isn't that square suspiciously wide? And that street? What about all the tall buildings that surround the park? I have heard there are no longer any trees left in the parks of Sarajevo, that people have used them to heat their houses. And this rot, I realized suddenly, I couldn't possibly light a fire anywhere in my flat. And besides, my street is full of official buildings, and given that government offices are so important in times of war, I realized suddenly this rot, that my street might well have turned into a mud field. My house in Sarajevo may well have disappeared. How does my other self in Sarajevo manage? Does she still go to work, for example? Or are all those normal habits long gone? And this rot, I realized suddenly that the schools are probably closed, and mine, in any case, is on the other side of the railway line near the station, and railway lines and stations are the kind of places that get taken in times of war. The long-awaited news and letters I no longer write never reach anywhere. How do I do the shopping in Sarajevo? Ever since a kilo of potatoes went up to 10 marks, I spent hours adding and subtracting. Yet the result is always hunger. And suddenly I realized this rot, that hunger, cold, fear, queues, bad luck are common currency in times of war. And now the city is divided, its internal borders are wounded, and the blood oozing from them isn't metaphorical. From the railway and beyond lie our enemy friends. From here to the bridge, our friendly enemies. How have I adjusted to the lot that has befallen me? And this rot, I realized suddenly that my mother lives in the west and I, unfortunately, in the center, and that the two areas, and my brothers too, may well be further separated in times of war, and that such separations are cruel and unpredictable, and I will be here then because I ate at yours. The geography of Gasteiz isn't that inappropriate strategically. The artillery would easily find a good place. Zaldiaran or the mountains of Gasteiz might not be as spectacular as the Ilidia range, but bombs thrown from there can hit targets just as well. And all the cityless citizens can go out on the roads on foot with little backpacks on, and boil in summer, and freeze in winter, get lost on roads that lead nowhere, and seek a haven that never was. The key is to stay alive till the peace treaty is signed. I hope the devil won't add another 6 to that. 66 Lines from the City Under Siege by Rikardo Arregi. Translated from the Basque by me, Amaia Gabantxo.
Hiri setiatuan. Gasteizko plaza eta kaleak lasai zeharkatzean, egunero bezala lanera edo lagunengana, bapatean asaldaturik pentsatzen dut, hau bera han egitea arriskutsua dela oso egun askotan. Eta etxegainei begiratuz kalkulatzen dut, begia hotz, dardar gogoa, zein aukeratuko luken frankotiratzaileak, nondik etorrikoen burua, lore beltz odolesko bilakatuko duen bala. Susmagarria baita plaza zabalagi hori, kale ura, etxe handiz inguraturiko parkea.